This part of my Cyprus trip was a real eye-opener. I was heading towards Limassol, expecting one thing. But first, the coastline threw up this incredible surprise, and then Limassol itself, well, that had a few unexpected twists as well.
I'm Ronnie, and my travel style can be a little intense. I like to see it all, do it all, and experience everything that a place has to offer. So if you're up for a really immersive travel experience, you're in the right place.
So the next stop on my Cypriot road trip was Limassol. I know it's the second largest city on the island, and it's got this reputation for being quite a modern, business-focused place, with a lot of new development along the coast. I'd heard about its marina, the high-rise apartment buildings, and its role as a major port. It's actually one of the busiest ports in the Mediterranean. This has shaped its growth quite a bit. I was interested to see how that history sits with the very contemporary image it projects, and to get a feel for what it's actually like to be here, beyond just a business centre or a strip of hotels. As I was driving along the main coastal highway towards Limassol, I saw a sign for a beach called Agios Georgios Alamanou, near an area marked on some maps as White Rocks. And honestly, what a find. The coastline here is just spectacular.
So just behind me is a beach called Agios Georgios, which is just a bit further down the coast from the more popular, more better known Governor's Beach. But yeah, this is a good option. It's quiet, and you still get to see these beautiful white limestone cliffs meeting the turquoise blue of the sea. Nice place. And we've found the sun again! Yay! Although I say that and it's just gone behind a cloud. It's only a little cloud, so that's okay. But yeah, these cliffs are lovely. The rock's so smooth. I guess maybe limestone's a bit softer. Normally cliffs are sharp. Because of that, there's big, flat, smooth bits that people are sunbathing on. Not quite a hidden gem. I mean, you can't really hide these bright white cliffs, but definitely recommend checking this place out.
It's not your typical sandy beach setup. It felt very natural and unspoilt. It's a striking contrast to the more developed areas nearby, and a testament to the raw natural beauty you can find in Cyprus when you take a slight detour. Definitely a highlight for me for sure. Pulling into Limassol, the contrast was immediate. As luck would have it, or not, my arrival coincided with the grand finale of the Limassol Carnival.
So I would end up coming to Limassol on what is apparently the last day of Carnival, meaning the whole fucking city is closed. I mean the road, which should have been a 10-minute drive, took an hour and 30 minutes trying to figure out how to get across the road closure to my hotel, but we've made it. Now I'm ironically trying to get back into the carnival.
I'd read that this is a massive event in Cyprus, going back over 100 years.
So I might have missed the parade. In fact, I didn't miss it. I drove into it. I drove through it. I drove along it. But there's this market music thing that's going on till 1 a.m. It's pretty cool. Got food traders. There's these little remote control cars for kids, and they're like drifting them. But the guy operating it's like drifting the cars. It's so cool.
The streets were packed. Even though it was the last day, the party was clearly in full swing. There was music everywhere, food stalls, and this brilliant, slightly chaotic, celebratory vibe. A first taste of Limassol's energy. It certainly wasn't a quiet arrival. The following day I got a chance to explore Limassol a bit more, after the party had stopped.
Oh, good morning. I think Limassol today is waking up after the hangover of the carnival yesterday. Although I'm really impressed. I was out earlier actually for coffee, and most of the bars and restaurants that had all spilled out onto the streets was all cleaned up. I imagine there's quite a few sore heads in the coffee shop I went to. There was a young couple, like teenagers, just like heads on the table, looking like they were really regretting their life choices. So yeah, my head is fine.
What's interesting is how it blends the old and the new. One thing you really notice around the older part of town, particularly around the university area, is the street art. It's pretty prevalent, and some of it's seriously impressive. It adds a layer of colour and creativity to the city. There's also a great cafe culture. Lots of little places spill out onto the pavement, which always makes the city feel lived in and more sociable. I checked out a few of the key landmarks, like the Rialto Theatre. It's this lovely historic building that's still a major hub for performing arts. Then there's the Holy Cathedral of Virgin Mary Pantanassa. quite a grand structure and clearly an important religious site. And also, rather amusingly, the cathedral here is known as the Ayia Napa Cathedral. Now that threw me for a second. Seeing Ayia Napa in Limassol, I did a bit of a double take. I thought I might have had my map upside down, but it turns out it's named for the revered icon of the Virgin Mary, not the famous resort town further east. These spots give you little snapshots of the city's culture and history, beyond the modern developments.
So this is the Holy Trinity Church. It's a bit lesser known than the Ayia Napa Cathedral. It's quite interesting. It's a mix of Byzantine and Gothic styles, which you don't really see much Gothic architecture in Greek Orthodox churches. There's a vaulted ceiling inside. We've got some buttresses. The entrance is quite grand. So that suggests it was built during or modified during the 1100s. Let's see if I can go inside. Are we open? Yes, it's open. Quite a really, really colourful interior. Look at that roof.
For me, seeing these active places of worship, often in quite distinct architectural styles, helps build a picture of the community's heritage and its present day life. It's more than just an old building, it's a living part of the city. The old port area right next to the newer marina has been recently redeveloped. It's managed to keep some of its character, but it's now also packed with restaurants and cafes. Naturally, being right on the coast, Limassol's promenade, or Molos as it's known, is a big feature. It's a really well developed stretch, very popular with locals for walking, cycling and relaxing by the sea.
So I'm down at the Molos, or the promenade here in Limassol, which is really a massive feature of the city. Stretches for about 4 kilometres, all the way from the old port right the way down. The water is beautiful, so clear. You do have a main road, but you are in a city. But you are separated by a bit of parkland, and there's like a sculpture park as well. Lots of people walking, jogging, cycling, hanging out. There's little different areas of the park. Yeah, it's a nice place. These sculptures are created by a Greek artist, Helen Black. Impressive, really. Interesting, there's other ones as well within the park next to you. The Brits will be happy. Cafe Nero. Not gonna lie, the Cafe Neros here actually look nicer than the ones back home when in Rome, right? This is never the queue. That's a bloody queue. Sorry, I'm not queuing for Cafe Nero. Jesus. Popular place. I think they think it's better than it is. I suppose as far as the chains go, it's alright. It's not much of a beach, but it does have a little beach. It's quite nice. The water's lovely. No one's swimming. It's the Med. How cold is it going to be? I normally think the Med needs to be colder. Well, I think it's supposed to be about 19 degrees at the minute. The weather's supposed to be getting warmer later this week, so we'll see. Don't know if I'm feeling swimming. It's nice to have. If it was a particularly hot day, I imagine I'd get quite busy, given that there's not a great deal of it. There's not really much space at all where you could lie. A little bit dizzy after that. So I wanted to point out this building behind me. Hold on, where's my finger? Not this one, the next one is One Limassol, which is the tallest building in Limassol, tallest building in Cyprus. But there's quite a bit of construction going on further down. You can see all the cranes. Got a lot of development, a lot of people want to live on the seafront here. And you can see the beach does continue. I wonder if the tide's in at the minute. Maybe normally you get a little bit more beach. But it does continue in little bits along there. Area on the map marked as City Park, and I was expecting like a really lush green space. In fact, maybe that's over there. That looks a bit more lush and green. All down the promenade, the Molos, it's all lined with, actually it's just normal trees here. Some cypress trees, but lots of palm trees and stuff as well. Oh god, I'm going to call this bird shit bridge. Oh, it's just covered. Come and put your love heart padlock on this bridge and have it shat on. Oh, so there's a reason no one's walking this way. And it's that big fucking... I've just climbed those stairs for nothing. Why would they close this off? I thought, oh, this makes sense. You can go right over into that park. I've came up to Birdshit Bridge for no reason. And this is the main park in Limassol. Obviously competing with Italy here on their fountains. If you're not going to try, like if that's all you're going to do, don't bother. Just don't do a fountain. Just put a tree. I'm just cutting through here. It's a shame there's so much concrete. Like, doesn't need this wide a path. I'm surprised there's not more trees, because I guess in the height of summer it's going to be really hot here. I mean, there are trees, but you know, there's still quite a lot of open, sunny space. A lot of people would be hiding in the shade here in June, July. Accidental chin shot. So flattering. Now, this part of the park's a bit more shaded. It's nice. Too many kids play areas for me though. I want peace.
One of the real advantages of Limassol as a base is how easy it is to get to other interesting spots along the coast. I took a short drive west to Pissouri Beach. It's a well-established resort, but the bay itself is really picturesque, framed by these high white cliffs.
Now, this is Pissouri Beach. And there's a little village here. I might go and have a look around that, but I've came to see the beach and these amazing white cliffs. So it looks like if I go up here, I could have brought the car further down, but looks like we can walk up on top of the cliff, so that'll be cool. They look quite big though. I don't know what the climb will be like, but we'll find out. There's a beautiful walk along here. It's not steep either, it's just nice. You can see the beach wraps around there. Disadvantage of that is you're in the shade because of the cliffs. But on a hot day, that might be nice. I like this. You have a choice here. You either go up and over the rocky bit, or you do a wee jump over the cliff edge. I think we'll go up and over the rocky bit. I think that's the safer of the two options. Oh my god. This might be as far as I go. Yeah, no thanks. No, I'm not doing that. Oh well. So these cliffs are pretty impressive. What would be more impressive is me not falling off of them though. That's what drones are for. Allow you to see things that you don't trust your body to take you to see. I've not got the best balance at the best of times, and I get vertigo. So yeah, cliff edge, narrow path. Oh, and there's slopes on a loose surface. One of my fears. So yeah, I've tried to be adventurous, but yeah, we'll stick the drone up instead. We'll have a look around the other side. So this beach is called Skipili Beach. I don't know, it's one of those Greek words that's just a load of I's and L's, and yeah, my eyes aren't. I've not got my glasses on. I've got my sunglasses on, but they're not a prescription. So it's Skipili, something like that.
It's easy to see why Pissouri is popular. The beach is a mix of sand and smooth pebbles. The water is incredibly clear, and there's a good selection of tavernas and cafes right by the shore.
I think all the kids got kites at the carnival. Must have been a half-price sale on kites. Everyone's flying kites today. So it's a pebbly, sandy beach. There's no one in the water though. Well, I'm going to test out how cold it is. I wasn't brave enough to risk falling off the edge of a cliff into the water, but I might dip my toe in, see if I can handle it. Yeah, it just seems to be locals really here. Families flying kites. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up. We'll try and zoom in maybe. Just over there, that side of the beach is just all kites. It's quite nice. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over there. And there's 4 kids behind me this way as well. Oh, I'm previewing this on a tiny screen and I can't see them, but maybe on a big screen you'll see it. They are there. Some of them got them pretty high.
If you wanted a classic beach day with all the amenities, it's a very straightforward and appealing option from Limassol. Then for a complete change of scenery, I headed south of Limassol to the Akrotiri Peninsula to check out the sand dunes near a place called Ladies Mile Beach.
So basically drove through a military base to come here. It doesn't really seem like somewhere you should be, but I'm here. And there are other people here, so who knew? Cyprus also has sand dunes. And I figured, as the sun is setting, it might be a nice place to see it. Google was trying to take me down this road that I started going to the dunes. But, I mean, it was a bit rocky, but I went down it and it was okay. And then it got really rocky, and I thought, nah, I'll stop the car. There's this cute little church. Stop the car there, and I'll walk the rest of the way. There are cars driving it, but they're bigger than mine. Maybe I'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Is that the famous last words? Okay, I think I've made it to the dunes. Alright, fighter jets taking off behind me. I thought I could just see them with the drone, but because on the Cyprus map, it's not listed, but obviously it's an RAF base, there's an airport, so you can't fly your drone around here. You can hear it. I'm rushing. Not Russian. I am rushing. It's gone behind this dune. Come on. Fuck's sake, walking up sand dunes is not easy. There's stuff in my pocket. Rattling like fuck. I'm not gonna lie. How do all these cars get there? They're not the most impressive dunes, but at sunset it's pretty nice.
I stayed here for a little bit and watched the sunset. It's definitely worth a trip if you enjoy landscapes that are a bit different and want to see a less common side of Cyprus. So the Limassol leg of this journey was full of contrasts, which I really enjoyed. Exploring Limassol, I found a city that's more than just its modern facade. There's history woven into its streets, a lively local culture, and that great connection to the sea, and then the ease of getting out to completely different environments. It showed me that this region of Cyprus is incredibly multifaceted, a lot to take in, and a genuinely interesting part of the island to explore. If you want to see more content like this, please give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, it really helps. Cheers, see you soon.